Your Barndominium is basically a giant metal oven. In the middle of summer, that steel roof is absorbing solar heat and cooking your interior to temperatures that should be illegal. But here is the thing that most Barndominium owners and builders get completely wrong. The solution is not a bigger air conditioner, and it is not expensive spray foam on every surface. It is a $40 roll of reflective foil that most people walk right past in the hardware store without ever knowing what it can actually do. I am talking about a radiant barrier, and by the end of this video, you are going to understand exactly why this cheap, lightweight material can drop your Barndominium interior temperature by 20 degrees or more, slash your cooling bills, and why most builders never even bring it up. Stay with me, because I am also going to show you the one installation mistake that kills the effectiveness completely, and if you make this mistake, your radiant barrier becomes basically useless. If you are building a Barndominium, finishing one out, or just trying to survive summer in the one you already have, hit subscribe right now, because we cover this stuff every week. And drop a comment below telling me what state you are building in, because where you live completely changes which radiant barrier strategy works best for your situation. Why your Barndominium overheats and traditional insulation is not enough here is the science, and I am going to keep it simple. Heat travels in three ways: conduction, convection, and radiation. Traditional insulation, your spray foam, your fiberglass bats, your rigid board, all of that stuff is designed to fight conduction and convection. It slows heat moving through solid materials and through air. What it cannot stop is radiant heat. On a hot summer day, your metal roof absorbs solar radiation and heats up to temperatures between 150 and 180 degrees Fahrenheit. That is not a typo. The surface of your Barndominium roof is nearly twice the temperature of the outside air. And here is the part that makes it worse for metal buildings specifically. That superheated roof then radiates infrared energy downward into your living space, like a giant heat lamp pointed directly at you. Regular insulation materials have what is called a high emittance rating, around 0.90. That means they absorb 90% of that radiant energy and re-emit it into your home. You cannot insulate your way out of this problem with standard materials alone. This is exactly why Barndominium owners with perfectly good spray foam insulation still report feeling like they live in a sauna from June through September. They solved the conduction and convection problem, but left the radiation problem completely untouched. And in hot climate zones across Texas, Florida, Georgia, Arizona, and the southern states, radiant heat from the roof is the dominant heat gain mechanism in summer. You are fighting the wrong enemy with the wrong weapon. This is the physics reason why two Barndominiums with the same insulation R value can feel completely different in summer, and it has nothing to do with your HVAC system. In a minute, I am going to tell you what actually happens inside your Barndominium when that roof reaches 170 degrees and you have zero radiant barrier installed. The number is going to shock you, but first, I need to explain exactly what a radiant barrier actually is, because there is a lot of confusion out there, and most people think it is just a fancy name for bubble wrap with foil on it. It is not, and the difference matters. What a radiant barrier actually is, and the science behind it. A radiant barrier is a highly reflective material, usually aluminum foil laminated onto a backing of paper, film, or in some cases, a thin foam core. What makes it different from every other insulation product on the market is that it does not slow heat down, it reflects heat away, and it does this with remarkable efficiency. A quality radiant barrier has an emittance rating of just 0.03 to 0.10. Compare that to the 0.90 emittance of standard building materials. That means where a regular material absorbs and re-emits 90% of incoming radiant heat, a radiant barrier reflects 90 to 97% of it straight back toward the roof before it ever gets a chance to enter your living space. According to Department of Energy research, this mechanism reduces attic and roof assembly heat gain by 25 to 40% in hot climates. In a Barndominium application, this is even more powerful than in a traditional home because you often do not have a true attic space acting as a buffer. In many metal building designs, the roof is your ceiling assembly. That means radiant heat from a 170-degree roof surface has almost nothing standing between it and your living space, except whatever insulation you installed. Adding a radiant barrier into that assembly intercepts the thermal radiation at the source before it loads into your structure. Multiple studies, including research published through Virginia Tech, have confirmed that when a radiant barrier is installed with a proper airspace on the reflective side, it is most effective at reducing downward heat flow which is exactly the heat flow direction causing your summer overheating problem. Now here is the number I promised you. Without any radiant barrier, on a 95-degree day, studies show that the underside of a metal roof assembly can be radiating enough heat to raise your interior surface temperatures by 30 degrees above ambient. That is why your thermostat reads 75, but you still feel like you are sitting under a heat lamp. The air temperature is controlled, but the radiant load on your body is not. Radiant heat affects how hot you feel independently of air temperature. This is called the mean radiant temperature effect, and it is why a room can feel unbearably hot even when the air conditioner is running correctly. So if a $40 roll of foil can reflect 97% of this radiant heat, why does not every Barndominium builder automatically include one? I am going to tell you the honest answer in a moment, and it is not what you think. And I still have not told you about the one critical installation requirement that makes or breaks whether this material works at all. Miss this one detail and you have wasted your money completely. Real costs and real savings, honest numbers for 2026. Let me give you the actual numbers, because this is where it gets interesting. For radiant barrier materials alone, current 2026 pricing runs from 10 cents to 25 cents per square foot for a one-sided foil product, and 50 cents to 90 cents per square foot for two-sided foil. A standard 500 square foot roll of quality one-sided radiant barrier foil from a home improvement store or online supplier runs approximately $40 to $80 total. For a 40 by 60 Barndominium roof area of around 2,400 square feet, your total material cost for DIY installation lands between $150 and $400 depending on the product you choose. That is legitimately one of the cheapest upgrades you can make to any building. Professional installation adds labor at 60 cents to 1.00 per square foot, bringing a full professional project to $710 to $2,840 for a typical application. Still extremely affordable compared to spray foam additions or oversizing your HVAC system. Now let us talk savings. The Department of Energy reports that radiant barriers reduce cooling costs by 5 to 15% annually in hot climates. For a Barndominium owner spending $300 to $500 per month on summer cooling bills, that represents $180 to $900 in annual savings. In hot climate zones like Texas and Florida, some owners report even greater reductions, particularly when existing insulation levels were already adequate. At a DIY material cost of $300 and annual savings of $400, your payback period is under 1 year. Even at the high end of professional installation, at $2,800, you recover your investment in 3 to 7 years, and the barrier lasts 20 to 30 years with zero maintenance. That is a financial return you cannot match with almost any other home improvement. Here is the honest part though. Radiant barriers are not a replacement for insulation. I need to be very clear on this. The Department of Energy, building scientists, and every credible source agrees that radiant barriers work with traditional insulation, not instead of it. If your Barndominium lacks proper R-value insulation, start there first. A radiant barrier added on top of adequate insulation gives you the compounding benefit of both mechanisms fighting heat simultaneously. Poorly insulated Barndominiums in hot climates routinely see monthly energy bills of $400 to $800. Properly insulated ones with radiant barriers run $150 to $250 for comparable square footage. That difference is a car payment every single month. There are actually 4 different ways to install a radiant barrier in a Barndominium, and they do not all perform equally. One method is far superior for metal buildings specifically, and most general contractors do not know which one it is. And after I show you the installation methods, I need to warn you about the single mistake that Barndominium builders make most often with radiant barriers. This mistake does not just reduce performance. It can cause moisture problems that lead to rust and mold inside your metal building. How to install it correctly? The method that works best for metal buildings. There are 4 main installation approaches, and which one you choose matters a lot for a metal building application specifically. Method 1 is rafter or purlin installation, where the foil is stapled directly to the underside of your roof purlins, with the reflective side facing down toward the interior. This is generally considered the highest performing method because it intercepts radiant heat at the roof level before it enters any airspace below. For Barndominium new builds, this is almost always the right choice. Method 2 is laying the barrier over existing insulation on the attic floor or ceiling plane. This is the easiest retrofit option if you already have insulation in place. It catches heat that has already entered the roof assembly and reflects it back upward. Slightly less effective than rafter installation, but still delivers meaningful results. Method 3 is installation under the roof metal itself, between the steel roofing panels and the structural frame. This essentially wraps the entire thermal envelope before any airspace is created. Extremely effective, but only practical during new construction or full roof replacement. Method 4 is spray-on radiant barrier coating applied to the underside of roof surfaces. These products typically achieve around 75% reflectance, rather than the 90 to 97% of foil products. Useful for hard-to-reach areas or irregular surfaces, but less effective overall. Here is the non-negotiable rule that applies to every single one of these methods. The radiant barrier must have an airspace of at least 0.75 to 1.0 inch on the reflective side to function. This is the physics requirement that kills the performance of most poorly installed radiant barriers. Radiant barriers work by reflecting radiant energy, and that reflection only occurs when there is an air gap. If you press the foil directly against roof sheathing, insulation, or any solid material, heat conducts right through it, and the reflective properties are completely bypassed. You have installed expensive, shiny garbage. The second critical requirement is ventilation. Radiant barriers rely on airflow to move heat out of the space they are protecting. You must maintain clear soffit vents, ridge vents, and any other ventilation openings. Blocking ventilation while installing a radiant barrier traps heat and moisture, creating exactly the condensation conditions you are trying to prevent. In a metal building, trapped moisture means rust, and rust in a structural assembly is a serious long-term problem. Perforated foil products are specifically recommended for Barndominium applications because they allow water vapor to pass through the material rather than creating a vapor dam that encourages condensation. In high humidity environments across the Southeast and Gulf Coast states, this is not optional. Non-perforated foil in a humid climate Barndominium can create moisture problems that become apparent within just a few years. Every single installation guide and building scientist interviewed on this topic agrees. Air gap plus ventilation equals performance. Remove either one and your radiant barrier is decorative aluminum. So you have done everything right. You bought the right product, installed it with proper air gaps, kept your ventilation clear. What realistic temperature reduction can you actually expect? The answer depends on one factor most people forget to account for. And there is something important I need to address about the $40 claim in this video title, because I want to be fully honest with you about what $40 actually gets you and what it does not. That is coming up in the next section. Honest expectations, what $40 actually gets you, and what it does not. Let me be straight with you the way I always try to be on this channel. A $40 roll of radiant barrier foil covers approximately 500 square feet. For a small shop or a single large room application, $40 to $80 gets the job done. For a full Barndominium roof installation, you are realistically spending $150 to $400 in materials if you DIY it, or $700 to $2,800 if you hire it out. The $40 headline is real for small applications. For a complete Barndominium, budget honestly. What can you realistically expect in terms of temperature reduction? Research from multiple sources confirms 20 to 30 degree Fahrenheit reduction in the temperature of surfaces below the radiant barrier. Your attic or roof assembly temperature drops significantly. Interior surface temperatures on your ceiling and upper walls drop. Your air conditioner no longer has to fight a constant 170 degree overhead heat lamp. Your actual air temperature reduction in the living space varies. In a well-insulated Barndominium, you can expect the radiant barrier to reduce the additional heat load meaningfully, with studies showing 5 to 15% reduction in cooling costs. In a poorly insulated building where radiant heat was the dominant issue, owners have reported feeling an immediate and dramatic comfort improvement. What radiant barriers do not do, they do not significantly help in winter. Their primary function is blocking downward radiant heat in summer. They have minimal impact on conductive heat loss in cold weather. If you are in a climate zone where winter heating costs are your primary concern, radiant barriers are a summer tool, not a year-round solution. They also do not replace the need for proper air sealing. Gaps around penetrations, seams in your building envelope, and unsealed transitions between materials create convective pathways that no radiant barrier addresses. Seal your building properly, insulate to appropriate R values for your climate zone, then add the radiant barrier as the final layer of your heat management strategy. That three-layer approach, air sealing plus insulation plus radiant barrier, is what separates the Barndominiums that feel perfectly comfortable all summer from the ones where the owner is running 3 window units and still sweating. The best performing Barndominiums in hot climates share one characteristic consistently. They treat their thermal envelope as a system, not a series of isolated decisions. Radiant barrier is one piece of a system that needs all pieces working together. There is actually one climate situation where experts specifically say a radiant barrier may not be worth your investment at all. And I bet most of you watching have never heard anyone bring this up before. When a radiant barrier is not the right move and final recommendations. Let me give you the full honest picture here. Radiant barriers are highly effective in climate zones 1 through 3, which covers most of the southern United States, including Texas, Florida, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, Arizona, New Mexico, and Southern California. In these regions where cooling costs dominate and solar radiation is intense and sustained, radiant barriers deliver clear, measurable, cost-effective returns. In climate zones 4 and above, including the upper Midwest, northern states, and mountain regions, the calculus changes. Cooling seasons are shorter, radiant heat loads are lower, and the return on investment extends well beyond 10 years. If you are building in Minnesota or Montana, your insulation and air sealing budget is better spent on R-value and thermal bridging solutions than on radiant barriers. For new Barndominium builds in hot climates, incorporating a radiant barrier into the roof assembly during construction costs almost nothing in incremental labor since the crew is already up there. This is the single best moment to install one. For existing Barndominiums, a DIY retrofit using the floor-of-ceiling assembly method is accessible to most handy homeowners and delivers genuine results. Product selection matters. Look for radiant barriers with emittance ratings published by the manufacturer, tested to ASTM C130. Avoid products that only list R value because a true radiant barrier has no meaningful R value. If a company is selling a radiant barrier based on R value claims, that is a marketing red flag. What you want is a low emittance number, 0.10 or below, and high reflectance, 90% or above. My honest final take. For any Barndominium owner in a hot climate dealing with summer cooling costs, a radiant barrier is one of the highest return investments available for under $500. The physics work, the data supports it, the installation is DIY friendly, and the payback period in most hot climate applications is under 3 years. It is not magic. It will not replace your HVAC system, and it needs to work alongside proper insulation and ventilation. But as part of a complete thermal strategy, it is the cheapest high-impact move available to you. And here is the thing nobody else is going to tell you. The biggest mistake Barndominium owners make is not skipping the radiant barrier. It is installing it without the air gap and then wondering why their building still overheats. Do it right, or save your money. If this gave you a clear picture of what radiant barriers can actually do for your Barndominium, do me a favor and hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people building alternative housing. Subscribe if you are new here, because we cover real costs, real building science, and honest information every week without trying to sell you anything. And in the comments, I want to know 2 things. What climate zone are you building in? And are you doing a new build or retrofitting an existing structure? I read every single comment and I will reply to as many as I can. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.